Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the NoDQ.com post-show review of WWE Roadblock, End of the Line. I am being joined by the crew, as always, the one and only crew, good old Jeff Meacham, too sweet. Jeff Meacham and the power of pain, David Payne. So, tonight's pay-per-view, I have mixed thoughts about... What are you guys, mimicking each other now? I thought that this pay-per-view was good at times, but... As usual, I had some issues with the booking decisions. I'll start with you, David. Overall, what did you think of this pay-per-view?
A little confused, maybe. A little underwhelmed, I guess, if I would put it. I would almost feel worse for the person who paid their hard-earned money in Pittsburgh to go see it. I would have been a lot disappointed as the fan leaving that arena, but, you know, it's kind of as expected. You know, it's just a B pay-per-view for a Raw that... You know, nothing really happened. You know, it kind of formulaic, if you will. What do you think, Jeff?
It's so funny that we sit here and we do these shows every 2 weeks now. This pay-per-view is exactly what is wrong with the network era of WWE pay-per-views. And what I mean by that is WWE does not care how their B shows go because they have our money anyway.
Exactly.
They don't care that the last pay-per-view of 2016 was basically a glorified Raw. Unless you're an idiot and paid $50 for a pay-per-view broadcast of this show, you got your money's worth tonight. You paid $10 for a B show.
You paid $10 for a $10 show. But here's the thing, to steal a line from you, Jeff. There were 2 title changes on this show, so this should have been a really big deal.
There were.
This was an eventful show, right?
But you know what? In argument to that, yes, 2 titles did change hands, and yes, the first title change hands was an overwhelmingly huge thing in the scope of tag team wrestling in WWE. But the women's championship has been flopping so much the last, my goodness, how many months now that
my theory stands true.
I picked Sasha, I believe, going in, but you almost expected that Charlotte would regain the championship one more time before the year was over. So, but you know, when you, it's funny. I'm gonna totally steal Aaron's job here. We started with a kickoff match that belonged in the kickoff spot because Rusev winning that match by countout was so bogus. Considering the fact that Cass was going for Enzo's revenge and was going to honor the integrity of his buddy, and then he loses. It's like now we know why it was a kickoff match.
Yeah, it was really weird. I mean, I was expecting Rusev to win, and then on Raw you'd have Enzo come back and be the factor. But I guess they are doing a rematch on Raw tomorrow night, so we'll see if they do the 50-50 booking with Enzo interfering or whatever, and Big Cass getting his win back, or if Rusev just flats out wins on Raw. Who knows what's going to happen with that? What did you think of this kickoff match, David?
Well, the question really is who are they invested in more? Who do they want to protect more in a big man? I mean, do they still like Rusev to be this dominant guy, or is he fading away and is now Big Cass sort of going to be the new big singles babyface, tall guy? So it could be 50-50 booking. It could be a way just to protect them both. Who knows? It is what it is. We'll see going forward.
Yeah, having a little bit of issues hearing you, David. I hear other people talking. Hopefully that's not too
That's not on my end. That is not on my end.
All right. Damn it, Jeff.
I am home alone.
Damn it, Jeff.
I'm home alone.
All right, well, hopefully we can get through this without too much interruption here. Sorry, guys. I can see all the dislikes starting now.
I think if the no DQ people understand that I don't live alone, they can just get over themselves. Okay?
I know, but this is big business, baby. We got to have silence.
It's a B show. Get over it, people.
This is the no DQA show, so we got to have no interruptions.
We are the A show. That is true.
No outside interference. No run-ins. So
okay,
you got to keep it down in Casa de Meacham, Jeff. Anyways, let's try to salvage this thing before we get too many dislikes here.
Too late.
So, yeah, too late, I think. But you know what? We'll be so damn entertaining, we'll make up for it with the rest of this video. So let's get this show started. We have WWE Roadblock, the main pay-per-view. It kicked off with a tag team title match. New Day defending the titles against Cesaro and Sheamus. I actually thought this was a very good match overall. I thought it was an entertaining match. Now, I have to say, I'm not personally a fan of the titles changing hands immediately after New Day broke the record. It was the same exact thing we saw with Nikki Bella breaking the record and then immediately dropping the title. So basically, it proves everyone's theory that WWE had the New Day as champions just so Demolition's record can be broken. And as soon as the record was broken, the titles switched to somebody else. So I'll start with you, David. What did you think of the match and the title change?
Well, no, the match itself was good. I find the title change a little funny because I didn't think it was going to come this soon after. I mean, I know they were doing this spite Demolition. They want a New Day to break it. But the fact of the matter of, you know, I know there was no other tag team really that was over that could sort of dethrone them, but Cesaro and Sheamus were just put together, and for them to already beat the 400 and some day champions, I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, I guess they didn't have much faith in the club, so I don't know.
What do you think, Jeff?
I don't know, because, you know, I was the guy that was totally against New Day even being a thing in the first place. And I really found myself being invested in them and being invested in the fact that they were the longest reigning tag team champions of all time. They were inching closer to Demolition's record. And then, you know, whether it was Wednesday morning or Tuesday morning, they passed Demolition. And now, just like that record is now broken, and we have new champions already. And will we see anywhere down the line another championship reign surpass that? Maybe if New Day gets on bad terms with WWE, maybe we'll see another championship reign surpass it. I find it very vindictive on WWE's part to now surpass AJ Lee's record because of her relationship with CM Punk, and Demolition's record because of the falling out between, I believe it was Barry Darsow.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that it was pretty much time to do it. I wish WWE would have waited at least maybe another month or something. I mean, when New Day came out at the beginning and Big E was confusing Roadblock with Cock Block, I mean, it was pretty lame, and the crowd was not really reacting much to it. I mean, it felt like the crowd is over the gimmick. You know, I don't know if you guys remember the old Simpsons episode where Bart said, "I didn't do it," and you know how everyone's laughing at first, and then at the end, people just stop laughing. You know, that's kind of how it is with New Day now, where the act has gotten so stale. I mean, people aren't really laughing, and you know, people feel like it's just a tired routine. So that's how I feel.
Well, it is. It's just so funny. I actually found myself last night during my shift having the Bischoff on Wrestling podcast in my ear while I was stocking the shelves, and Bischoff mentioned that whenever he is 61 years old, the New Day just doesn't appeal to him. I found myself at 33 years old for the longest time not being entertained by the New Day. I thought it was just so lowbrow and so obnoxious, and I let myself be sucked in, and now look where we stand. The act is stale. I'm behind the times, clearly. But,
well, I'm actually kind of glad you said that, because I almost preferred it when they were heel. Because they just did get stale fast. And think about it. Over 50% of their wins, they're supposed to be like the biggest, most marketable team to the kids. 50% or more of their wins have come by cheating, you know? Exactly. I mean, it just got all the same formulaic thing. One of them interferes, and that's how they get over. And it's just like, okay.
I did like the finish, though, the whole swerve with the tag. That was genius.
I thought that was great.
That was great.
Yeah, the finish was really good with Cesaro, you know, not making the tag when Sheamus needed it, but then Cesaro was using that as a distraction, so Sheamus was able to get the win. So I did think that was really well done.
For a split second, I thought, whoa, he just bailed on Sheamus, and I thought, oh, no, not so much.
That was a nice little swerve there. I thought that was very well done. And the match
it was, and we'll see how long their title reign lasts. I really do like the dynamic of, you know, the fans always been really behind Cesaro. They thought he should have gotten a push a long time ago. And then you got Sheamus, who a lot of people thought he was shoved down our throats once Daniel Bryan got injured when he was the champion. So it's just kind of an interesting dynamic, and I don't know how long they're going to go for that, but for the time being, it's the right team. They're the most over team that challenged New Day.
Yeah,
well, you know what? They were just on Raw Talk, and you know, and even on social media also, they've been still at each other. Sheamus has been more taking credit for the win himself, so it'll be very interesting to see if they actually have the cohesiveness or if they're going to continue this dynamic of, you know, hating one another back and forth.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. They did embrace after the match, so for the time being, New Day's okay. I'm sure they'll get their rematch, maybe at the Rumble, maybe sooner since the Rumble. We actually have, like, believe it or not, we have like a 6-week break until the next pay-per-view. I know, right?
Wow.
Hey, Jeff, if you ever go to a WWE show, do that reaction when something big happens in a match and you'll get on TV. We'll get
to that later on. That was really funny, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm scheduled for a house show, but there's no TV cameras there, so you know.
Yeah, you could just do that.
I'll be at SmackDown on Tuesday. So.
Oh, there you go.
All right, sounds good. So do that, David. But we'll get to that more in a few minutes here. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to the next match: Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman, a 10-minute match. WWE, I don't think they ever clarified what would happen if the match went the full 10 minutes. Would Sami Zayn win? Would it be a draw? I had predicted that it would be a draw. It would go the 10 minutes and it would just be ruled a draw. But in this match, what happened was Zayn tried to do his speed tactics to gain an advantage, but it didn't work. Strowman was dominating the match. Mick Foley came out with a towel. So despite the reports that Foley was going to be written off TV, Foley was out there for this show. He had the towel. It looked like he was going to throw in the towel, but then you had Sami Zayn grabbing the towel and throwing it into the crowd. The crowd started chanting delete at one point, which I thought was really funny. Yeah.
I found it funny that little chant of delete in the Pittsburgh arena was louder than the entire Impact Zone doing delete. But anyway.
Well, there was only like 10 people there in the Impact Zone, so...
yeah.
Although I think that... I'm not going to say it, you know, because it wasn't true, but it felt like there were more people in the Impact Zone for that total nonstop deletion than an actual show, but it wasn't. There was only like 10 people there, but...
Yeah.
I think you're right anyway, Aaron.
Well, it's the magic of editing, you know, they did a good job. But anyways, we're getting off topic here. Like I said, Sami Zayn threw the towel into the crowd. And then the match continued. Strowman tried to do a spear or something, tried to do some sort of charge. Sami Zayn got out of the way. Strowman crashed into the barricade, and then Zayn hit the haluva kick, and the time limit expired. So because he survived, Sami Zayn was declared the winner. Sami Zayn won the match by not losing. What did you think of the match, David, and the finish?
Well, going into this prediction show, we didn't know what the stipulation was for the win or for if he went the full 10 minutes. So we didn't know, but I did predict that Mick Foley would come out at some point. Sure enough, he did. But Sami Zayn, I don't know who this is good for, this booking, because now it's technically a loss on Braun Strowman's part. So I don't know where they're going to go with him, if they're going to continue to have him face the jobbers, or if this is going to just continue to go with Sami Zayn. I don't know, but they should do a little something more with Sami Zayn, don't you think? I don't know.
What do you think, Jeff?
You can definitely see the reaction on Sami Zayn's face when he won the match. He was like, did I really win anything? Did I really accomplish anything? I ran around like a chicken with my head cut off for 10 minutes.
He won the Mrs. Participation Award.
Yeah. I love that retweet you put on Twitter with Bart getting the participation kick. That was awesome. Actually, I retweeted that, and then the guy that posted it retweeted me or liked me or whatever it was. And I don't see the need for this kind of booking. You had Sami Zayn outlast a guy, which is okay, that's great for him, but he's a WWE superstar. He should be able to compete with anybody at any time. And you have Braun Strowman, who hasn't lost a match. Now he has a loss on his record, like David said. This booking makes zero sense for anybody involved.
I think it should have just been a draw. You know, I think fans would have booed that, but to have Zayn win the match by not losing, I don't know. I thought it was kind of lame, personally.
If I'm in Titan Tower, I'd rather have people boo a lame. I'd rather have people, boo a lame finish than be indifferent toward the finish we had.
Exactly. I agree with you completely on that. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think we're all pretty much in agreement that it was lame. All right, so let's move on here to the next match, which was Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho. Before the match, you had Kevin Owens giving a Christmas present to Chris Jericho, a holiday-themed scarf, which Jericho threw back in Owens' face. So this was the start of the storyline for the evening. In this match, there were dual chants. Fans were chanting "stupid idiot," and there were "stupid idiot" signs in the crowd, which I thought was funny. Kevin Owens ended up coming out and distracting Rollins. However, it did not work, and Jericho yelled at Owens, and Rollins won with the pedigree due to Owens being the factor in this match, distracting Jericho. So what did you think of this match, David? And then
overall, it was a decent match. It was probably the second best match of the night. But it's just, to me, it's just like, okay, we're protecting Seth Rollins some more. We're trying to get him more over as the babyface. But I knew there was going to be some interference, and Jericho, didn't want it. So I thought right there, okay, there's the implosion. But as we'll get to later on, they swerved us. So.
Right. What did you think, Jeff?
I thought it was good mechanically. I thought the story was very it was a decent story that they told. I like that Rollins is on his road to redemption, is on his road to getting to Triple H, and it was the easiest match for us to call earlier in the week of who's going to win this match. There's no reason for Jericho to win this match. There's every reason for Rollins to win. So no real surprise here. I liked how the match went. As you said, David, it's probably the second best technically sound match of the night.
Agreed.
All right, so next up we have the triple threat match for the Cruiserweight title. Austin Aries was on commentary replacing Byron Saxton, and other than him saying he wanted to be the Cruiserweight Championship, just like Scott Steiner did years ago, saying he wanted to be the World Championship. Other than that, I thought he did a good job on commentary, better than Byron Saxton, but that's not saying much.
Yeah, well, they should have replaced Michael Cole if they're going to do this. Just have the guys that call 205 just call this match, but whatever.
Yeah.
That requires the fourth out to fly in Mauro Ranallo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just have Ronaldo and Corey Graves and Austin Aries do commentary for all the shows. Then
agreed.
Solved.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. All in favor?
All in favor. All right. So, yeah, I thought this match was quite dull. I mean, you have the Cruiserweight division, and you have them do a lot of submission holds. These guys are Cruiserweight, so they're supposed to cruise around the ring, and they're doing submission moves. And not only that, but TJ Perkins, once again, is an idiot, a stupid idiot at that. He has the knee bar submission on. Now, since it's a triple threat match, it's no DQ. So you cannot be disqualified for a rope break. And the referee is, for some reason, telling TJ to break the hold. And TJ does it, which makes no sense whatsoever. Now, yes, he cannot win the match by a submission once there's a rope break, but he doesn't have to let go of the hold. So all he has to do is just keep the hold on, let Rich Swann pass out, and then pin him. That's it. That's all he has to do. So, this is yet another pay-per-view where TJ Perkins' character is just a complete idiot. And then Rich Swann retained the title. And the big moment of this match was the post-match with Neville making his big return. Neville turning heel by laying out the baby faces, TJ Perkins and Rich Swann. And how does the crowd react to the heel turn? They chant, "Thank you, Neville." So I'll start with you, David, your thoughts, and then Jeff, you can add your thoughts.
Yeah, well, first of all, on the match, I was super disappointed. And again, I think it's the powers that be. I mean, Triple H has this great idea of bringing this Cruiserweight division, and they're trying to make it like a separate entity or whatever. But yet they're telling the guys to go out there and tone it down so they don't shine out the top guys. And to me, I think it's going to completely kill it. And then, Neville comes out. And, I've thrown some names in the hat there, like, Kofi Kingston, Neville, guys that could be really good asset to the Cruiserweight division. And he comes out, and boom, there's his heel turn. Well, we haven't seen the guy on TV for weeks. And, of course, the fans do the complete opposite of what WWE Creative wants them to do. And they're chanting, "Thank you, Neville." And I texted Jeff, and I found that to be hilarious. So once again, yeah, they're just the cruiserweight division is that dull that they're willing to cheer a heel turn Neville, who will probably eventually be the champion, don't you think?
They gotta be lining this up for that. He's gotta be cruiserweight champion probably by the Royal Rumble, if not sooner. And if they're smart, they do it sooner, because look at the hot angle that they have now with Neville being the bad guy. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
The whole cruiserweight division needs a shot in the arm, a kick in the ass, and Neville's the guy to do it. He's easily the best guy on that roster under 205.
Yeah, he had a lot of fire.
He can do things that no other cruiserweight, almost no other guy on the roster, period, can do. He just has been injury laden for the last year and a half, 2 years. So now that he's hopefully focused and recharged and injury free, we can see him really take himself to new heights and hopefully bring the cruiserweight title back to where it should have been after the summer.
Right.
Agreed.
We'll see where that goes. He looked like he was very happy to be there. Finally, he's back on television. He definitely seemed like he was in a good mood and ready to start kicking some ass.
Well, Aaron, you and I have known Neville for, 9 years now, almost. Over 9 years, since the days of PWG. He's always been a special talent.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even PWI has always had him listed as one of the best wrestlers in the world for years.
Because he is. And he just hasn't been given opportunity, whether it's been injuries or whether it's been just his own, shortcomings, his own whatever WWE doesn't see in him, which is bull. But now maybe we'll see something different.
Yeah, good for him. Good for the cruiserweight division.
Yeah, I mean, he might
be
the
cruiser greats, right, TJ? Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, that was cringeworthy right there. That was so bad.
Oh.
That makes the list of Meacham right there, as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, only I decide. Hey, I'm still in the Christmas spirit, so no list of Meacham this show.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on here to the next match. We have the 30-minute Iron Woman match. I don't know why they keep calling it an Iron Man match when it's the women. Why not just call it the Iron Women match? But whatever. Sasha Banks versus Charlotte, 30-minute Iron Women match. Sasha kicked out of a regular natural selection, so Charlotte hit one from the top rope to score the first fall. Sasha then scored a roll-up. I'm not even sure if it was a roll-up. It did not look very good from what I remember.
No, it wasn't. I texted you and said that was sloppy.
Yeah, so some sort of roll-up or whatever to make it one apiece, 1-1. Charlotte missed a moonsault, and Sasha got on the bank statement. Charlotte tapped out to make it 2-1. And then the last minute or so, like right at about 1 minute left, Charlotte got the figure 4 on Sasha. And then at about 5 seconds to go, Charlotte turned it into the figure 8, and Sasha immediately tapped out with like 2 seconds left. So before we get to the rest of the match, I'll start with you, David. What did you think of Sasha tapping out right before the end? Some people liked it. Some people thought that it was unrealistic. What did you think?
Oh, it was very unrealistic. I mean, the crowd's counting down. Like, she can't hear. She held out for over a minute, and you can't hold out for 4 or 5 more seconds. Come on,
it was like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it really was. It was so. Yeah, you made a great point right there. You nailed it on the head. It was bad booking because it wasn't logical, But then again, when is WWE always known to be logical, right?
Yeah. What did you think, Jeff, of Sasha tapping out right before the finish?
Completely hokey booking. Yeah, it's like when you have a champion who has been fighting to establish her own legacy for the better part of this year, has defeated Charlotte now twice, 3 times, excuse me, and she has 2 seconds to go to Destiny, and she taps out.
Yeah, I mean, I think like Steve Austin and some of the great baby faces in history where they refused to tap out, and we had Sasha tapping out here not once, but then she tapped out again. What happened was the match was restarted. The referee added. Did he say 5 more minutes? The referee.
No, sudden death overtime.
Okay, so it's
it just says sudden death. Okay. Chad Patton, plug.
I think the crowd was chanting 5 more minutes, but the referee did say it would go into overtime. So no Gorilla Monsoon coming out and adding the overtime stipulation. No Jerry Lawler to yell out, "We're in overtime, McMahon." They just restarted the match. It kept going.
Bret Hart was spit in the corner of his mouth.
Yeah, so this was not quite as good as the end of WrestleMania 12, but they tried here. And you had, I think Sasha got busted open at one point.
She was bleeding out of her mouth or something.
I was trying to determine when exactly that happened. I even rewound it, and I couldn't quite pinpoint when she did it. But actually, it made the finish look quite epic, kind of like a Steve Austin Bret Hart WrestleMania 13
if she had
finish.
not tapped out, of course. So
well, right, she should have just passed out, but I kind of liked it. It almost added to it, but I really did not see when it happened. So if anybody out there wanted to comment on YouTube and tell me when it happened, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll have it up on the site at any time now. By the time maybe most people are watching this, we'll have some sort of update. But anyways, Charlotte got the figure 4 on, turned it into the figure 8. I would have so much had rather seen Sasha just pass out. I think for her to tap out twice made her look really weak. That's just my opinion on it. And yet another title change here. Charlotte is once again champion. Apparently this is the last match. No rematch clause. So it looks like we're done with this feud for good. What did you think of the end of this match, David? And do you think they'll do another match next year with Sasha winning the title on Raw?
Well, let's forget. Once they have a draft, so it kind of negates everything. They start over again. So, yeah, I can see that happening again next year. But, again, I just stick to my theory where now, as you've seen, and this was a really great chance to display her name, they're really getting Charlotte Flair, like the brand, the Flair brand out there. And now she's the 4-time champion. They mentioned it several times. She went like this. So, again, in my theory, they're just trying to get her a lot of title reigns, just like her old man. I don't know. What do you think?
Wouldn't surprise me if she was a 16-time champion by 2018 at all. Honestly,
by 2018.
Honestly, 18 by 18, baby. Woo! I had a problem with the first 20, 25 minutes of this match. I said on Twitter it was spectacular, but looking back now as I think about it, the first 20, 25 was okay. The last 5 in overtime was by and far the best part of the match.
I agree.
But it still was better than most of the rest of the night, which is not good.
Yeah.
That's true. And I may get a lot of heat, if I may say, Aaron. I may get a lot of heat for this, but I just see that Charlotte is that old term, ring general. She really looked like she was carrying most of that match, and I just think she's the most legit champion, I mean,
a few people were tweeting me saying they thought Sasha looked really winded at about the 25-minute mark, so I don't know what you guys thought about that. I thought it was a good match, but yeah, I wasn't happy with how Sasha was portrayed in the match. I think she looked pretty weak, and it's very polarizing. I mean, some people think the hot potatoing of the title makes the title more important because two people are really fighting over it, and then some people feel it's devaluing the title. So there's very mixed reactions to this.
I'm of the opinion that the hot potatoing is okay for now, but now that this feud is over for good, we need, like I said on whatever we taped Tuesday or Monday or Wednesday, whatever it was, we need new talent. We need new challengers. We need a new feud for Sasha. We need a new challenger for Charlotte.
Yeah, and so, some people are saying, the people complaining it's hypocritical because The Rock and Mankind hot potatoed the world title all those times back in early 99.
They did.
And people were not complaining at the time. I mean, maybe they were. I don't really seem to recall people complaining at the time. I think because it was the Attitude Era, WWE could also get away with pretty much anything. So,
well, it's so funny. I had this distinct memory of the year-end issue for 1999 for PWI, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. And there was a picture of Triple H at the bottom of the page, a little picture, and a picture of, I believe it was Jeff Jarrett at the bottom of the page. And they mentioned how many times the World Championships and the WWF and WCW had changed hands in that one calendar year, 1999.
Yeah.
And nobody batted an eye because it was the hot thing. It was the Attitude Era. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, but also...
Fast forward 2016, we have a grand total of now 7 championship changes and a women's championship in the last half of the year, and people are going apeshit.
Yeah, but also people are arguing that because it's just between two people, it's okay. With WCW, it was just everybody and their brother having the title, including Vince Russo and David Arquette. So it's not exactly.
That was 2000 though, but yeah.
Many times, they didn't know who to make champion then.
But
I'm indifferent about the hot potatoing because if you've seen my videos and you and I have talked about this, I like lengthy champions, especially for a world champion. I just think lengthy title runs make it all the more meaningful when you have a big pay-per-view and you want to elevate someone else. But that's just one guy's opinion.
Yeah, it's very, very polarized.
No, I come very much from the old school of, I don't know, we grew up with Hulk Hogan being champion for 4 years. And that was, and granted, it was Hulk Hogan, and it was not exactly the best wrestling, but he was champion for 4 years, and Randy was champion for a year, and then Warrior was champion for almost a year, and we had CM Punk be champion for over a year and a half. So there is room in this day and age for a lengthy championship reign by a singles world champion, be it women's or the guys, but it has to be booked the right way. And this feud between these two ladies has been booked as, anything you can do, I can do better. And hopefully the end of the feud will be the end of the feud, and we'll see new horizons for the entire division.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes from here. Yeah. All right, so now we have the main event. Roman Reigns challenging Kevin Owens for the Universal title. Before the match, we had Owens backstage trying to knock on Jericho's door and trying to make peace with Jericho, but nobody was answering it. So it looked like the friendship was over. I mean, pretty much at this point, I think even Stevie Wonder could see where this was going with this match. And I think the fans did too, because they were shockingly dead for this main event match. I mean, it was quite to the point where you could hear all of Kevin Owens' insults at Roman Reigns, all of his trash talking very, very clearly. Very clear. It was not a good sign. I mean, it was one of the flattest crowd reactions to a main event that I can remember in a very long time. The match itself, I thought was okay.
The problem is, and this is exactly what we talked about on whatever it was Tuesday, they had the world title match immediately after the Iron Man match. There was no cool down in between, and look how flat the crowd was.
Well, the crowd was actually, I thought, pretty flat for most of the show. I mean, they were hot for the opening match, which was really good, and
this is also true.
They were hot for the women's match, the last 10 minutes or so. But they were not reacting to a lot of things on this show. It was pretty flat overall. So I'm not even sure there was a cool down match, because there were a lot of cool down moments in every single match on this show, pretty much.
And they cheer just about every heel.
Yeah, that's one of the big problems with this show. Yeah, so Roman Reigns, of course, got booed. Owens was cheered. You had the crowd dead. I think the crowd was dead because they figured Jericho was coming out. I mean, it was painfully obvious this was where it was going. So much so that I said that if Kevin Owens won the title cleanly without any interference from Jericho, I would not say anything bad about WWE on Twitter for the rest of the year. Because I knew it was a safe bet to make. Because, I mean, it was very obvious that Jericho was coming out. So, yeah.
You would think you would learn after you had your head shaved in April that you would stop making these things, because one of these days it's going to bite you in the butt again.
Well, there's only 2 weeks left in the year.
Hey, it doesn't matter.
Like an empty promise, yeah.
Empty promises, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know.
Look what The Miz did to you.
Yeah, I ain't doing I'm not going to say anything bad about WWE for the entire 2017. I would not be that stupid.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to say, because, we made a bet, and look where it got us after WrestleMania. We ended up at the barber down the street with two balls.
And that son of a bitch, Zack Ryder, blocked me on Twitter after I shaved my head.
Oh, I can't believe that. You think he would have liked that? What a dick.
Yeah, he blocked me because I called a botch that he did on SmackDown Live.
Well, Josh Matthews blocked all three of us the other day, so.
Dude, Josh blocked me a long time ago because I called him a douche to his face. So.
Oh, nice. He didn't punch you out when you did that?
Let him try in front of all my friends. Are you kidding me? My friends would have killed that little twerp.
Oh, yeah.
He told him to get a sex change operation.
Oh.
I'm not even going to go there.
That was savage, bro. Savage and vicious as hell. All right, so
getting back to this match, though, I just want to say this, and I'm not going to go on a big spiel now because I'll save it. I'm going to do a Power of Pain, by the way, plug this Christmas week. I had some technical difficulties with some equipment issues, but I'll be back. But this Roman Reigns thing, okay, is killing me, all right, because you're so hell-bent on putting him in the main event that now when you're trying to elevate Seth Rollins, getting him to be the number one babyface, when you associate him now with Roman Reigns, they're halfway booing them. You know, the reaction of the crowd was like, "Oh, we love that Owens and Jericho are still friends," and then the Shield reunited is like, "Boo!" And it's because Roman Reigns just doesn't have it, man. He doesn't have it.
Think how hot the crowd was on Wednesday for the reunion of the Shield, and here we are 4 days later. They're pooping all over it.
Yeah, I was surprised. Even for the Shield powerbomb spot, there wasn't much of a reaction. And then, as the pay-per-view was ending, the crowd was booing. I think they were just pissed about the DQ finish, although they did cheer Owens and Jericho hugging each other. So apparently Jericho sacrificed himself in that match. I guess the whole thing was a big ruse. I'm not even sure if...
Well, no. For what they were saying on Raw Talk before we went to film, even Owens didn't seem to know that Jericho had formulated this master plan to make sure that his best friend retained the championship. It was all Chris Jericho's machinations making that happen.
Yeah. For all we know, we missed something huge on Raw Talk. I'm sorry, Jeff, that we didn't wait. I'm an impatient person. What else can I say?
You are. Well, no, it's good, though, because had we started when Raw Talk ended, we would never be able to film because I got to go to work, so it wouldn't happen. So,
anyways, we better wrap this up. So, that was the match. Jericho came out, interfered. Rollins came out. Rollins and Reigns did the powerbomb spot to both Owens and Jericho. With Owens, it was on the stage announce table. And that was the pay-per-view. So, I thought it was a mixed bag. Thumbs in the middle, I think I would give it. What do you guys think?
Thumbs in the middle for sure. No, go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Thumbs middle, edging toward the down, ever so slightly.
It's like a C minus.
Yeah, C minus, kind of like my grade in school this year.
Yeah, well, the last school was a C plus, or the last pay-per-view was a C plus for me, and the SmackDown one. Now this one's a C minus. Yeah, it's been a couple underwhelming pay-per-views to say the least.
All right, so
well, that's the problem with these B pay-per-views to fill a network time. It's like, do we really need a pay-per-view every 2 weeks? People are underwhelmed. People just don't care.
Yes,
this wait's going to be good, actually. This little wait, and then I think it's going to be a really, really good Royal Rumble just because of how big the crowd's going to be. So I think we'll have in store for the Rumble, which is my favorite pay-per-view anyway.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they keep Reigns out of the Rumble. And that'll do it for this video. And thank you guys for watching. 2016 over. This is our last Triple Threat video here. Hopefully in future videos, Jeff will keep the volume down in his place. Jeff, you know what happens to people that have noise in the background?
What? Go ahead, tell me.
You just made the list of riff, damn it.
Uh-oh.
Delete! Again and again!
Wonderful.
Twitter.com/smartmark420 and Twitter.com/_Jeff Meacham. And
that's me.
That'll do it for this edition. Thanks to the crew for being on. We had more crew than usual.
Happy birthday, Rob.
Right, Jeff? More crew than usual tonight.
If you say so.
The whole Meacham family's part of the crew now, damn it.
That's right, as it should be.
All right, guys, that'll do it. Hope the video was all right for you guys. And the cat. The crew is just getting bigger and bigger. Domino. What about Deuce?
Yep,
you have a cat named Deuce?
No, I do not.
Well, you need to get one, so you have Deuce and Domino, right?
There you go.
All right, guys, that'll do it for the video. Thank you so much.
You just want a cat named Deuce so you can drop it. You can say dropping a Deuce on the show, Aaron. That's why.
Oh, wow, Jeff. That was savage, man.
Savage. I knew he was going to say that.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, guys, that'll do it. We will see you next time.
Later.